Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. It's another day again. I'm your brother, your friend, a political analyst. I'm here just to put some facts straight. I'm here just to put some facts straight directly, and I want to encourage everyone to just bear with me while I try to analyze these little facts and figures. Like I always say, I am not. Let me just quickly share, please. Let me just quickly share, please. Like I always say, I'm not. I'm not here to always entertain insult on my wall. What the only thing I will advise you is, if you have your opinions, please put it up there, and I'm going to, as a matter of fact, with clear mind and open mind, and I'm going to, analyze whatsoever that you said, so that the public can become the ones who will now make the right decision on who is actually telling the truth or nothing. You know what I'm saying now? We want to make this very particular election a campaign based, with facts and figures, not just coming up with issues that is not actually, acceptable to very many of us. Now, yesterday I was on Facebook with one of my friend, or one of my brother, and he told me that Obaseki has committed so very many sins, and he needs to I needs to talk on them. I said, okay, sir. If it's possible, you can just send me those sins that he has committed in this past 4 years of his administration. Maybe that can help me to actually, analyze, every bit of that very particular sin. They call it the 53 sins of Governor Inauguration Obaseki. And when he sent it to me yesterday, yesterday, because I went to work. So when I came back late in the evening, I decided to sit down, and begin to go through all the sins of Obaseki, and I have to put some notes down. I cannot be able to do the 53 today because of time. I'm going to do maybe 25 of it today. Then maybe tomorrow, I'm going to do, after church, I'm going to do what is left of those sins that Obaseki committed. We're going to look at it, from the perspective of reality. Okay, where is wrong? We're going to say this man is wrong. Where is right? We're going to say this man is right. Okay, that's what we're going to do today. So I want to invite everyone, even Pastor Sage Zeyamu's supporters. I want to invite them to this forum. Let them come. Let us come and begin to do proper analysis. Okay, this what I'm going to be doing all through this electionary period is to analyze. And put it before the public domain. That the public will not be the one that will not decide or scrutinize what we have said. Okay, so today I'm not going to play any music because it's an analysis. I'm not going to play any music. I want to just go straight to the point so that I can be able to meet up with time. To deal with every Vic, you are gone. I told you before, no insult on my wall. Okay? No insult on my wall. So I'm going to put it off from here. Yeah. So let's look at that now. Let's look at that quickly. Number one sin, I'm going to read everything according to what he said. Said, this Obaseki can't make heaven. Even he pays 100 billion, heaven would give him a waiver. Please hear sins very clearly listed by Collins Osadolor. Okay? So Collins Osadolor was actually the one who atomized these many sins of Godwin Inauguration Obaseki. Nice one. Nice one, Collins. Now let's go to the main issue. Scene number 1. On December 29, 2016, Obaseki ordered 2 APC leaders. Take note, underline, APC leaders. Osapama Eriyo and Sunday Osabona to be remanded in Oko prison for alleged attempted murder of Chief Osaro Ida. And under this, trust me, just be able to underline another word again there. Alleged attempted murder. Alleged. And the word alleged simply means you are a suspect. Please, I'm not here to defend Obaseki, no, but I'm here to put fact before us. If there is an alleged, that simply means it is a suspect. There are 1 or 2 traces that is leading to these 2 persons, these 2 APC leaders being a suspect. Are you going to tell me because these men are members of the ruling political party in Edo State as at that time, so if they commit a crime, or if they are alleged to have committed a crime, they should not be called to questioning? That's the question I'm asking. If they have alleged to have committed a crime, these guys should not be called to questioning because they are members of a political party. Is that what we are saying now? I remember that story in that 2016. I remember the story very clearly. They were in a meeting. They were in a meeting somewhere, and and Osaro Ida were also in the meeting. Who is a son of George Ida that was killed many years ago. And while they were there, they came up, some kind of issues between Osaro Ida and Osapama Eriyo. It was during that process, I heard that Osapama Eriyo made a statement that was not too okay in that very particular meeting, which warranted the governor to react. That is threat to life, if that statement was true. So when we say Obaseki arrested, Obaseki do not arrest. It is the police that does arrest. When a crime is being committed, someone makes an allegation against another person, what the police needs to do is to bring this person to questioning. And if, for whatsoever reason, there is a level of suspiciousness or an iota of truth in what they are saying, automatically such a person can be remanded in the police custody for proper investigation. That does not say, and that does not mean the person that was arrested had committed a crime. Because of the influence of the person within the geographical location where this very incident was committed or about to be committed, the person might be taken out of circulation in order for him not to interfere with the investigation that was going on. This is simple. Like I said, I am not here to support him, but I am here to make sure that we as Africans, we as Nigerians, we should be able to understand how this thing is being played out. Not just based on what we think, because these 2 guys are APC political leaders. What about if they were just ordinary persons that was being, as a matter of fact, accused? Will you say the same thing about them? The answer is no. So for me, that is not a sin. Mr. Collins Osadolor, that is not a sin. Number two, the sin number two said on October 6, 2018, he imposed his preferred candidates for National House of Assembly election on the party in several local governments in Edo State. Okay, that looks very, very suspicious and big. Okay. Okay. Now, please, now let me run that to number 5 and number 7. Sin number 5. I'm going to leave this now. I'm not going to talk about it now. I'm going to talk about it when I'm going to talk about number 5 and number 7. Okay. He, on October 6, 2018, he imposed his preferred candidate for National and House of Assembly election on the party in several local governments in Edo State. But I'm surprised to hear this, because I know Igodo was not a candidate of Obaseki. Aboyima was not a candidate of Obaseki. So I don't know the people that Obaseki actually imposed on the national legislatures and the State House of Assembly. I don't know. So we are going to go there. I'm going to make this very clear. I'm going to go there now. When I get to 5 and 7, I'm going to try to put these 3, 2, 5, and 7 together to give you a coherent understanding of where I'm going to. Okay, guys? Beautiful. Now, let me run to question. Sin number 3. Just please, sin number 2 is on hold. Sin number 3 is on hold. When I get to 5 and 7, I'm going to put it together. Okay, sin number 3 said he subsequently, on February 23rd, 2019, lost his ward, local government, federal constituency, and senatorial district in the presidential and National Assembly elections. That becomes a sin. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Now, since 1999, up to date, opposition had never won. No other political party had ever won any presidential election as far as Edo State is concerned. I told somebody a few days ago, I said, Edo State is purely PDP state. The only way that another party had power was when there was a gang up against Professor Osadolor by Tony Anene and the Benedians. That was what brought Oshomole to government. Not because that the Edo people actually voted for another party as far as Edo is concerned. So him losing his word, that simply means he is a true Democrat. He goes to his word, he campaigns for them, he does not induce them, he does not force them to vote against their will. That is what politics is all about. Not you imposing your will on the people. Because in 2019, the entire South and Southeast was totally against the government of President Muhammadu Buhari. Simple and pure. Like I told people before, Edo State does not vote party. We vote individuals. Edo State had never in history voted a political party. All we do, we follow individual. We follow their presidents, what they do, what they were in government before, what they are doing now, and what we expect them to do in the near future. That has been the way the Edo State election has been swinging. It has never, for a reason, swung based on political affiliation. It has never been so. It has never been so. It has never been so. So saying because it did not deliver his senatorial district to Buhari or wherever, that become a sin, then that is a political immaturity. Okay? It's purely immature of whosoever that put up these sins. Sin number 4 said on March 18, 2019, Obaseki purportedly suspended General Charles Ariave from APC. For goodness sake. Number 1, Obaseki is only the leader of the party. He's not the one that has the power to suspend anybody from the party. Like in the case of Adams Ali Oshomole, now, it was the world chairman that actually suspended Oshomole. Okay? It was the world chairman that actually suspended Oshomole, not Obaseki. In the same vein, it is completely impossible for Obaseki to have the power. It's not the state chairman of the party. It's not the local government chairman of the party. And it's not the world chairman of the party. To have that power to be able to suspend a leader in his ward, a leader that is as influential as retired Major General Charles Adiabe. That becomes suspicious. So to me, that is not a viable sin. I'm just analyzing, sir. If I'm not doing it well, you let me know. That is not a sin. And number 2, you remembered in the National Executive Council meeting that was held of the APC, where the National Working Committee was dissolved by who? By President Muhammadu Buhari. That shows the leader of the state or the national body has some powers to exhibit when people are doing things the wrong way. When the National Working Committee of APC rejected Victor Gadon as the anti-national chairman, Buhari accepted him. It was Buhari acceptance that made him to call for the National Executive Council meeting. In that same meeting, Buhari came up and said, I hereby dissolved the National Working Committee, and a critical committee was set up in place of it. So if you all can believe that Buhari actually have the power to do that, why is it different in the state level? If even assuming that our governor actually suspended Major General Charles Ariabe retired from APC. Okay? On that's which 1, 2, 3, 4. Sin number 5. Sin number 5. Take note of this sin number 5 now. Sin number 5. On March 2019, the governor vowed that Chris Akabe, member-elect of Edo State House of Assembly, won't be inaugurated. Bros, the governor, even Buhari does not have power to inaugurate the National Assembly. The governor does not have any power to inaugurate the State House of Assembly. The only power that both executive has is a proclamation letter. The only thing that they do is to write a proclamation letter to the clerk of the House, either at the national or the state level. And the moment the clerk of the House receives such a proclamation letter, acknowledge that letter, from that moment onward, the power of the executive ends as far as the inauguration of an assembly is. So for him to say he's not going to inaugurate Chris Akaibe into the house becomes a fallacious lies, which people like me, who are a little bit politically matured, will not want to accept as a sin against him. Okay? Now, take note of that, number 5. Now, number 6. On June 5, 2019, he accused Edo APC leaders of fighting him for access to the state treasury to share Edo money. Henry Dabon is on video, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, had a meeting the very day they inaugurated to be EPM to become the fractional part of the main APC. He said there on that day that we want a governor who knows us by name, not one who do not invite us to government house for lunch. What does lunch mean? What does lunch mean in such a case? Our brother, our friend, under the mango tree interview, also said Obaseki is so greedy that he does not even allow crumbs to fall on the ground. He does not allow anything to fall on the ground. What does that signify? This is simple. That is not a sin, because some members, it may not be all of them, but some members of the EPN actually were fighting for one cause. They were not recognized by the governor and defined recognition in this aspect. What is recognizing you in a government where you are not part of the government? So recognition means you should be called, to the state house, and some things should be handed over to you. Yes, carry along. What is carrying along? Define the word carrying along. If you can be able to explain to me what the word carrying along means. In a government whereby you are not a commissioner, you are not an SA, you are not an SSA, you are not a local government chairman, you are nothing. You are just a party man. And you're saying you should be carried along. The very day a government wins, whether the local government, the state, or the federal wins, they automatically become the representative of the entire state, the entire nation, or the entire local government. They are no more answerable to their political party, but they are not answerable to the entire federation. That was why in 1999, when Olusegun Obasanjo won the election, he opened his government even to ANPP and other political parties that contested against him for them to be part of his government. That is what politics is. That is why in America today, Anthony Fauci has been in government for the past 30-something years. People still use it because they feel that, election after election come governance. So when governance comes, you take the best to achieve your purpose. So for you to say he actually asking them, they said they actually did, is on video. That we can prove, sir. Say blackmail is a sin against sins. That's not a blackmail, these are facts and figures. Now, look at number 7. Then I'm going to not deal with 2, 5, and 7. Look at number 7. Said on June 17th, 2019, he refused to inaugurate 14 APC members elect into the State House of Assembly, accusing Oshomole of impeachment plans against him. Okay? Now, please, guys, just bear with me as I analyze these facts clearly to you. Number 1, in scene number 2, let's go back to scene number 2 again. Said on October 6, 2018, Governor Obaseki imposed is preferred candidates for national, state House of Assembly elections on the party in several local governments in Edo State. Scene number 5, it says on June 5th, 2019, on March 25th, 2019, that's scene number 5, the governor vowed that Chris Akayeben, member-elect of Edo State House Assembly, won't be inaugurated. Okay, now let's go to question about scene number 7 now. He said, on June 17, 2019, he refused to inaugurate 14 APC members elect into the State House of Assembly, accusing Oshomole of impeachment plan against him. Now, this is my question. If Obaseki imposed his candidate on APC in all the 18 local government area in Edo State, why will he now be fighting with his own people, the people he had brought into power? This is a question we must ask everyone. If I bring in people, I fought and I won in bringing my own men into government, and we conducted an election, and my own men won 24/24 in the State House of Assembly, why will I now begin to fight the same men who I fought hard, who I destroyed the political structure of the state for, according to them, to come to power? Why will I now decide not to allow them be inaugurated into the State House of Assembly? Does it make sense to anybody now? The people he fought to bring in, which was scene number 3 to him, or scene number 2, sorry, which was scene number 2 to him. Now in scene number 5, one of his own boys that he actually brought in, fought for, now said, I'm going to make sure that you are not inaugurated. Scene number 7, he now added 13 of them to Chris to become 14 of them that was not inaugurated by Obaseki. You see, there's something that is not adding up in this whole analysis. Scene number 2, scene number 5, scene number 7 had some contradictions that they actually need to go back and work on. Because if I decided to bring in my men, and at the end of the day, I am still the same one now, making sure that my men is not inaugurated. And I'm not saying that Oshomole, who I defeated at the time of the primary election, it's not the one that is not using my men against me. Something must be wrong somewhere. Yeah. Something must be wrong somewhere. That shows there is something that is not adding up in the whole story. Okay. Now let's go to scene number, I think we did number 7 now. Scene number 8. It said on June 17th, 2019, 14 Edo House of Assembly member-elect were physically attacked at the Golden Top Hill Hotel by people underline the water, allegedly loyal to Obaseki under the supervision of the police. Oh God. These guys, I'm so tired. Now, in scene number 1, we had the same word, allegedly. Now, in scene number 8, the same word came up again. Now it is a sin against Obaseki. Because the word allegedly now is now in favor of the opposition. If the police is on standby on that day, I'm going to talk based on facts. If the police is on standby on that day, that a very particular incident took place, assume me, and in the presence of the police, this alleged Obaseki thugs beat up this 14-member elect. And the police did nothing about it. And what are the proofs? What are the proofs that this very particular incident was orchestrated by Obaseki? Because you use the word alleged. It means the word alleged is still saying it is assuming a suspect, not a fact. So the moment you not put it as a sin against him, then it becomes questionable. Okay. Now let's look at sin number 9. Said on July 3rd, 2019, Obaseki sacked 8 commissioners and special advisors. On July 4th, 2019, he ordered the suspension of Chris Akabe from the APC by his Oredo local government party chapter. Now, the power to hire and fire a commissioner is solely the prerogative of the governor. It is the governor that has the right to hire you and fire you when he wills. So if that now become a crime, there's something is wrong somewhere. We must, listen, like I said, it doesn't matter, hear me now. What we are seeing today, tomorrow we might decide to hear the same thing again. If we, as the adults who are enlightened and educated, and is not trying to put, the margin on for us to understand what is happening. If he fired commissioners, he fired SSAs, it is at his own prerogative as the executive governor of the state. The Constitution actually gave him such powers to do that. The Constitution actually gave him such powers to do that. Buhari just fired the National Working Committee. Nobody sees it as a crime against Buhari. He fired an elected National Working Committee and put up a critical committee. He just did that. He just did that. And this is the same man you guys are praising to high heavens. But when or if Obaseki did it or does it, it becomes a crime against it because it's sin. Like I said before, on the suspension of anybody from the party, it is not in the power of Obaseki to do that. It is the power of the world to suspend everyone, just like Stephen Shawo did to Oshomole. Number 10. On July 23, 2019, Obaseki fought against the ministerial nomination of Honorable Clem Abba by President Buhari. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that yet. I'm going to talk about it when I'm reading 12 and 13. I will put them together. Okay. On July 31st, he suspended the chairman of ESAC of West Local Government, Yakubu Musa. That's 11. 12. On August 29, 2019, Obaseki, in a letter to President Buhari, through the APC of Via Northeast Local Government Chapter, rejected the nomination of Dr. Pius Odubu and Chief Victor Ekato as chairman and member of the board of NDDC, respectively. Look at 14. On September 10, 2019, he, through his lawyer, Andrew Adaze Emanta, filed a case in an EFCT High Court, Abuja, against the nomination of Odubo as NDDC chairman. He asked the court to give the position to Delta State. Now, let us try to analyze this one very clearly. Scene 10, scene 12, scene 13. Okay. I'm going to go analyze these three scenes in two perspectives. As I said just now, I'm going to put it clearly to us. Now, the first perspective is this. Was Obaseki instrumental to the nomination of Clem Abba? Was Obaseki instrumental to the nomination of Pius Odubo? Was Obaseki instrumental to the nomination of, what is the name of this brother, Victor Ekato? Was he? Now, in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, every state shall have a minimum of one representative as a minister. As a minister. And when that nomination is coming from, the nomination needs to have come with the approval of the state government. But the nomination of Clem Abba was the sole responsibility of Comrade Adams Aliu Oshomole, without the input of the executive governor of the state. The nomination of Pius Odubu and Victor Ekato was also the sole work of Adams Aliu Oshomole. All is to undermine the office of the executive governor of Edo State. Between 2007 and 2016, where Oshomole held sway to the Edo State House at Osadebe Avenue, Chief John Odigie Oyegu never in one day interfered into the day-to-day running of the state of Edo State, despite he was the national chairman who actually defeated an incumbent government of the day. He never for one day, all he does is, there's what we call lobbying. Lobbying. When an appointment is coming to a state, it goes through the state government and it is now being discussed among the political actors on who and who to be nominated for such positions. There's going to be some little in and out argument based on this nomination and who will go for that position. And after everything, they would have come to a reasonable compromise, which will not be approved by everyone involved before such a name will be sent to the federal government for approval. The same thing also goes with the state government also. When commissioners, SSAs, and SS are to be nominated, the state chairman or the ward chairman, the local government chairman does not just, solely, or the local government chairman, for example, does not just solely list the names of those people he wants from his local government and send it to the state government for appointment. He must, as a matter of fact, have discuss with the local government, who will now have a tete-a-tete among the powers that be in their local government, and someone will be sent to go and represent them at the state level. This Osadolor never did. So, if we want to judge now, that's part one. If we want to judge now, the genesis of the problem was the exclusion of the governor of the state of his input to the nomination of these men into different positions that actually warranted the displeasure of Obaseki. Number two, during this time, there's already a split of the APC in Edo State. Come on, guys, let us be factual now. And then we're aware, Yahweh Bege, Ayabo Yenedu. Yahweh Bege, Ayabo Yenedu. The Fabomo says, he sang a song, Fabomo. I don't even know this popular Fabomo. Say, how wona? Yahweh na, Yahweh Bege na Yabo Yenedu. Okay? Okay? Now, when you have a split in the party and a group of people decided to make the party or the government of the day ungovernable for the people on the other side, and this same group of people began to put men into different strategic positions to weaken the power of the executive governor of the state. And you think, oh, it's going to be where? The answer is no. We must tell ourselves the truth. None of you here today will accept such a thing against his own self. None of us will do that. None of us will do that. Sometimes we talk when the thing has not really affected us. I lead people, so I understand some of these things that is happening around. It was a plan to be executed by Osadolor to frustrate Obaseki. And Obaseki had to react. I am not saying his reaction is okay, but we must know the genesis of the whole issue that made him to do what he did. And number three, listen, I told you, I don't know what's your name, Jolly. Don't insult anybody on my wall. If you do that, you are actually going, okay? I said it before, don't insult anybody on my wall. Make your fact point and go there. Now, Brett, I was just asking you a question before somebody rudely interrupted my Jolly, Obamudia, I'm far older than you by age and everything, okay? So get off my wall. I'm far older than you by age and everything, okay? Go check my antecedents. I'm far older than you by age and everything. So we are not even on the same level. Brother Bright Osakwe, I was trying to answer that question before somebody's writing some crap on my wall. Now, this is what you said. Is the appointment not given to better Edo land? Why will the governor stop the appointment? That was what I was explaining now. That's what I said. That does not mean that everything he did was okay. I just put that clear. But I said the brain behind some actions needs to be questioned. Is it going to favor the entire Edo state, or is it going to favor some few people at the detriment of the people? We are not inside the mind of these people. We are not inside, the terrain where these people are. So we don't actually know what is playing out. Before some actions will be taken, either by the governor or by Oshomole, there are facts and figures that is flying in between these two leaders that we are not aware of, that we can't actually say. You get me now? That's why I said now, when these three men were appointed, the input of the governor was not put into it. Somebody had a reason for that, which is wrong. We must call a spade a spade. Somebody had a reason for doing that, which is wrong. Completely wrong. Now, when the thing came to Obaseki also, as human, had to react. In physics, it's called to say to every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. And the three people that I just mentioned now are all from EPN. Our brother, Clem Ebe, our brother, Pius Odubu, and our brother, Victor. What is it called? Victor Ekato. Okay, these three men were members of EPN. We're all members of EPN. One side of the divided of APC. Sir, Mr. Bright Osakwe, if you were in the position of the governor, what will you do? Be frank. This is a discussion now. Let's be realistic. If you were in the shoe of the governor, these people have already. These people are already against you as a governor. They've already pitched a tent against you. It doesn't matter what happened between you and them. Let's put that aside now. Now, you already know there is a break in the war between you and these people. That's why you are from the same political party. There's already a divided house. Some of us here, we are from polygamous home. We come from polygamous home. We are Edos. Now, when you come from a polygamous home, and maybe your elder brother is from your mother's side. Now, there is another one who is also in between from another woman who is also the elder brother of the other side. And there is now a conflict between these two families. One family into two now. The children of the first wife and the children of the second wife. There's now a conflict. And if you were now the son of the first wife, and your family came and wanted to give a position of influence to the first son of the second wife, because your elder brother have already, will you allow it, knowing fully well that if that position comes to him, he will use it against you people because of the conflict of interest that's already existing in the house. Not that it is right, but as humans, as human beings, Mr. Bright Osakwe, we are just saying because we are not there. There are things you will not accept, sir. With all due respect, we are humans. There are humans. There are things we will not accept. With all due respect, we are human beings. We will not accept some of it. We might say we are late, but we will not, because I have passed through some of these things before. So I know what I'm talking about when I give fact like this. We can think, we can say we're going to, yeah, it doesn't matter, we're going to accept it. No, when the time comes in, you're going to know what they will do against you if such power is being given to them. Particularly when your eldest brother, who is the most senior, was not consulted before such position was handed to the other one. If your brother was consulted, your brother said no to it, that is a different case. But when your brother was not consulted at all, then the people did this behind him. It means it is a setup, it is a gang up against your eldest brother, who supposed to be the one to give out such consent before such position can be given to his immediate younger brother from another mother. This is how it is done. That is where the problem came from. That's why I said now I put the blame on Oshomole and I put the blame on Obaseki. Obaseki reacted as humans. Like I said, now I will wait. Nobody wants to wait, because in politics, one mistake, one wrong move can take you out completely. One single wrong move can take you out completely. That's politics for you. It's like a game on the pitch. A single move on the pitch can make you to lose the game completely. So this was actually what transpired in that very scenario. I'm not saying Obaseki was right, but I'm trying to put it before us what actually took place there. Why the reaction from him? That's why I said Oshomole, as a father, who was the eldest brother, who was the one that the entire Edo was looking up to as a national chairman of APC, would have understood and take sentiment and personal interest and personal vengeance away from certain things and do it as the leader that he was. Oshomole never displayed the quality of a true leader. A true leader never gets angry and destroy his things. In Benin, where Ogiemo Ugwo Ogie Emo Ugwo, a chief doesn't get so angry and destroys his own beads, because bead is what royalty is all about. It's what royalty is all about. So if because you are angry and because somebody did something that get you provoked, assuming that Obaseki actually get Oshomole provoked to a level that is unquestionable, okay? But as the leader of the people, not just the leader of APC, Oshomole became an icon, became a symbol. He became a symbol of the people. He became a symbol of the people. So you started doing things that is contrary to what you're supposed to do as a leader, knowing fully well that can bring distrust, disunity among the people that you are leading. In the first place, why will Oshomole even accept two fractions of APC in Edo State? Nobody. Forget politics now. We are all Edos. We are all Edos. We are brothers and sisters. Why will a brother accept to tear his home into two? Okay? Why will he decide to tear the entire state into the entire party into two? Where he is the leader. I'm not in the side of anyone right now. Today I just came out. They gave me scenes of Obaseki, so I'm trying to analyze the scenes to the word to hear. That's what I'm doing. I'm not in the side of anyone today, but I am a pure Obaseki man, a pure Obaseki man. But today I'm putting the fact right before us, the way it ought to be. Okay. Now they want further to say, on September 27, 2019, Obaseki sacked Alhaji Ramiayu Mamu as chairman of Esako East Local Government. But God, for goodness sake, we all knew when all these sack were coming during Oshomole time. Oshomole actually sacked the entire local government chairman and put up critical committee. is in the public domain. Because the Constitution actually gave them power. That is what we have been fighting for. The autonomicity of the local government, to take the local government away from the state government. Okay? To take the local government away from the state government, so that the state government will not have so much power over the local government. But as of today, the state government has power over the local government. But in the sack of all these people that they just quoted now, the case actually passed through the State House of Assembly. There was a case that was against them for misappropriations of funds, which the State House of Assembly actually went through, studied their case, and approved their suspension from office. So this is not the work of Obaseki, but Obaseki only carried out the work of the State House of Assembly, which have already decided. I said, by this whole investigation, we found this man guilty, because somebody normally writes an application or write a petition against the local government. Most of the time, they are the councillors who work with him that write such petitions against him. That this man is doing this with facts and figures, sometimes with some documents, which will be sent to the State House of Assembly for investigations. And when the State House of Assembly now do their investigation, and they now find out that these very particular persons or group of persons are guilty according to the petition that was written against them, they will be suspended based on the law that is existing today in Nigeria, that put the local government under the control of the state government. It's not only happening in Edo State, it is happening all over the federations. Jomele did worse than this in his time. He sacked the entire local government chairman and put in critical committee for years without no election. This is in the public domain that we can actually find out. On October 5th, 2019, people suspected to be loyal to the governor attacked the Benin GRA residents of Oshomole. So my question is this. What happened there? Did they actually attack Oshomole's house? There's no evidence that his house was attacked. They only said they took some van, to block the entrance to Oshomole's house, and they were singing songs and all that and that. So I think that's what I heard there. So if even what is it called there? Assuming now that they actually attacked Oshomole's house, there are people, these people were actually humans. They have faces. They ought to have been arrested, charged to court. And when they get to court, they will not tell the court that it was actually Obaseki that sent them. Because Oshomola had power. It was from the federal level. So the IG is under the federal. The commissioner is under the state. So the IG had the power to summon the commissioner to arrest those boys and bring them to justice. So I don't see that as a crime. I don't see that as a crime. Okay? I don't see that as a crime. Okay? He said October, what is it now? He said October 8, 2019, Obaseki removed Patrick Agwainde as chairman of ASAN. The same thing. I'm still saying the same thing now. That I'm not going to discuss about. I've already explained how that works. You know, I've already analyzed that, how that works. So it does not have the power to just sack anybody if without them not having any case under them. And I said the problem with that is not the governor, but the constitution. The constitution so much gave the governor so much power all over the state, and that's what we are fighting against, to make sure we reduce the power of the governor and the president, so that their power should be limited to some certain level, the way it is in the developed world. That is what we need to start putting in place. Because if you now have a constitution whereby the state, the local, and the federal government are completely autonomous in their doings, some of these things we are talking about today will not happen. And secondly, they were accused of misappropriation of funds by their wards, by their councillors. A petition was written to the State House of Assembly, and the matter was looked into, and they found them guilty. So they have to excuse them from the office based on the constitution. So there is no illegality in their suspension or removal. That's my point. The constitution gave the governor the power. So he's exercising his fundamental human right by the reason of the recommendation of the State House of Assembly. In October 9, 2019, he proscribed Edo People's Movement, EPN. That one, I think, he did not do it on time. You cannot have a fraction in a political party and allow it to live. We knew what Oshomole did to the reformed APC, which was under the leadership of Babu Garadima, Saraki, and the likes. We are all there. We knew what happened. They never even give them a breathing space. Obaseki actually tried by giving these people breathing space to even organize wherever they were organizing. In a true and a sincere way. He would have not even given them 1 day to operate. Because there were no oppositions. And that is called anti-party. Go read the constitution. Party fighting against party. It is anti-party. So proscribing EPN, he had done nothing. Except those people who were members of EPN that are now actually crying because they felt it was a sin. Okay. Then I'm going to just take two then for today, then I will go on. Number 18 said, on October 11, 2019, Obaseki ordered the arrest of Honorable Osabovo Idaosa, the APC leader in Obaoka. If he ordered the arrest, what transpired? You must state what transpired. You must state what transpired. What happened that warranted his arrest? Was he just arrested for no reason, or there was something that actually happened that warranted his arrest? That I did not get, and because of that, I will say this is not a sin. Until I get the fact that warranted his arrest by the governor, according to you, then I will not be able to talk on that. Okay? Then on October 18, 2019, he ordered the suspension of Lawrence Oka as Edo APC secretary. Like I said, he can't do that. He does not have the power to do that. So if Oka was suspended, Oka was actually suspended by the state executive. And don't forget, as at this time, there's already a split. There are two political parties in Edo State. Come on, guys. There's already the EPN and the APC. So, whatever was happening then, it was actually the fault of EPN. EPN was not a recognized political party. So they were doing an anti-party activities against the authentic party. They have their own chairman, Konemuse. They have what is the name of this other man there? Barrister Aslam Ojezwa. And they have a parallel executive in the state. To the point they also have two secretariats in the state, opposite each other. That is anti-party. This is what Oshomole did not allow at the national level. When the reform APC came up, they never allowed it to. They never allowed them to see the light of day. So we must sometimes tell ourselves the truth. Okay. Said on October 29, 2019, October 27, 2019, some men suspected to be loyal to Obaseki attacked Comrade Collins Osadolor and other APC leaders and members in Owan East local government. Come on. Come on. Alleged. Why always alleged? The word alleged is what is actually getting me worried. Do you know anything happens in politics? Do you know that? I can decide to send talks to cause me just because I want to paint my enemy wrong. Do you know that I can even set my house on fire just because I want to make a point to my enemy, to paint him wrong? So the word alleged, until it's been proven, it should not be a sin against anyone. It's just a mere insinuation from you. If you say Sapama and Erijo should not be arrested because of the alleged, then why should you hold Obaseki for being alleged? That is my point. That is my point. The last one today, on November 2nd, 2019, an attack on Obaseki, look at it now, on an attack on Obaseki and Oba Akiolu of Lagos by suspected thugs at Edo University Iyamo convocation was blamed on Oshomole just to embarrass him. Can you see that now? Now, in the one I just read before that, they said the talk that came were from Obaseki. In the subsequent one, I also read about the people being beaten. The 14 member 11 beaten. They said the talks is from Obaseki. Now, when it got to this one, in November 2nd, 2019, they said these talks that actually, they call them suspected talks now, at Edo State University Yamo convocation was blamed on Oshomole just to embarrass him. You see, these guys are actually playing a two-way. A two-way. Because the one that happened there is to embarrass Oshomole. The one that happened in, that has around is Obaseki and what? Come on. Make we sit down and talk to ourselves now. Let's be factual with ourselves. Let's make things easy and pure so that we can be able to do things the way it ought to have been done. Like I said here today, I'm not here to actually have an issue, with anyone and all that and that. He said on November 14, 2019, Stephen Oshawo and 8 other Act of 26 ESCO members were used to suspend Oshomole in his ward, in Ward 10 of Esako West Local Government. Come on. If they were used 8 out of 26, the court would have accepted that. We all know that. The court would accept that. It is illegal. For the court to accept it, that actually means the right thing was done. If 8 out of 26 actually stood and got Oshomole suspended, then that suspension would have been revoked by the court of law, which Oshomole actually went to. Oshomole would have brought out facts and figures of the people that actually suspended him and those that were for him. Why is the government not standing by? So what word does the government need to stand by? I don't understand. Bright. What is it? What is the governor need to stand by? I don't understand that. Can you make that clear so that everybody can read? What word of the governor has he not stand by? Then maybe I can analyze that for you. Because I don't really know what you want the governor to stand by that he has not stood by. So you can give me what the governor needs to stand by, then I can give you an analysis on that right away. Okay? The last one today. On November 21st, 2019, a protest allegedly sponsored by Obaseki was staged at the APC National Secretariat to call for the resignation and removal of Oshomole as national chairman. If anybody do anything, they say it's allegedly. Listen, do you actually know that Oshomole step on toes? Do you guys actually know that Oshomole actually step on toes? Obaseki is the least of Oshomole's problem. If it was Obaseki alone, Oshomole would not have left. If it was for Obaseki alone that was against Oshomole, Oshomole would not have been removed as the national chairman. Oshomole had a problem with the likes of Erufai. Oshomole had a problem with the likes of Amici. Oshomole had a problem with the life of Krocha. Oshomole had a problem with the life of there are many people. There are many people that Oshomole actually had stepped on their toes. One state cannot, I repeat, one state cannot remove a national chairman. It's not possible. Obaseki does not have the power, the influence to take away the national chairman of APC. If Obaseki Oshomole was removed, he had created so very many enemies for himself. Then, for him now, who was creating enemy outside, for him to repair his own home, he began to destroy his home. You guys are blaming someone else. As I did so, I don't yet where Adazoe no Adazowa, Adase. Oshomole was not Adazoe. Oshomole was not Adazowa. It was, you knew what he said to Igege, that he's going to suspend Igege from the party in 2019 because Igege refused to inaugurate the board. Okay, no, Bra Paul, there are machineries on ground, sir, and we are just waiting. You know what we are doing is we want to wait. We don't want to put the cat before the horse. You know, what's it called? ANEC had not actually given a go ahead for the commencement of campaigns. So because of that, every other thing had to be in a skeletal form right now. We can't go out and begin to tell people what we have that we're going to use. But one of the things I'm going to tell that we're going to use is, do you know that Oshomole and APC actually went to court to bar Obaseki and any other political party candidate from playing the videos of Oshomole campaign in 2016 under the copyright law? You know that? So, one thing I'm going to tell you is this: we are going to have big boards, we're going to have big TVs all over strategic places in the entire 18 local government area of Edo State. And we're going to play a 24 hours campaign of Oshomole in 2016 for the people to hear and to see. That is one thing I can tell you, sir. But every other one is still under the cupboard for security reasons. The moment the time comes in, we are going out to give it to them, and they will not believe what they will see. So that's just that. So there are things on ground. The entire South have already decided to be part of the campaign train of Governor Obaseki. As at yesterday, we have 37, both 7 governor and ex-governors who are on the train of the governor, and 2 former presidential candidates are there also. So we are going to make sure that all these things are being put together. So now, look at what he said. He said he will give the market women money for the fire burn, and he said he will not leave APC. But now, what has he done? Thank God, Sister Angela, you've already answered that. You push somebody to the wall, you want him to accept his defeat. That is wrong, Brad. So I don't know why we just want to play politics. If I tell you, I'm not going to leave Sweden. Okay, I live in Sweden. I say I'm not going to leave Sweden. I will not leave this country. It's the best country in the world. And the economy of the country falls down. Just like, no, let's use Italy and Spain. No, many of our brothers that were in Italy, they said, I will never leave Italy to any country. I will never leave Italy to any country. I will never leave Italy to any country. And the moment the economy of Italy fell down, everybody started running away. So your promises or your word can be broken when events actually override those promises you made. That was why Obaseki would have left when the war was on, but he refused to leave because he wanted to stand by his word. But he was screened out of vengeance. That's what I said. Oshomole should be held responsible for Obaseki leaving APC. Oshomole should be held completely responsible. He was screened out. He was thrown out. The man had no choice than to take refuge in the umbrella of the PDP. Because this is rainy season now. And the guy never wanted himself to be beaten up by rain. So all he wanted was, he needed an umbrella to cushion the effect of the rain of this time. That was the reason. That's the reason why Obaseki had to move to PDP. On the part of the market women, promise. Listen, promise does not have a time frame of fulfillment, brother. We are all humans. Promise does not have a time frame of fulfillment. It did not give a date when he will fulfill that promise. So promise doesn't have a time frame. So that also does not make sense, sir. Good day, everyone. I need to go now. Tomorrow I'm going to continue with it and finish all this. Thank you. Okay. Now, one of my brothers said I should finish Wonderful Boy. He said I should finish about Ngige and Oshomole. Yes, let me talk on that a little bit because of, it's a popular demand right now. When Ngige was now appointed to become a minister, but we are now also appointed by our president Muhammadu Buhari. And the moment this was not being done, Ngige actually inaugurated some board, but a board was not left. A board was not left. That was not inaugurated. And the reason why that board was not inaugurated was because there was some level of corruption that was being unveiled by Ngige. And Ngige said, because of this board will not be inaugurated until we clean up that mess that was in that very particular place. That was it. And when that came in, this guy got angry. Shomole got angry. He began to tell he was going to suspend Ngige from the party, going to kick him away. Then there was, even when Ngige wrote him to try to explain to him, to say, sir, look. He was saying, no, you have to follow. If, he made a video and said, if President Muhammadu Buhari accept disrespecting in his office, he as national chairman will not accept anybody to disrespect his office. He actually said that. He actually said that. And that was a sin. If not that, people had to come to the aid of Ngige, and Ngige felt so bad because Ngige was already a governor even before Oshomole came out of a labor union. So most of them felt so bad about it, and that is why today he is being paid in his own coins. God bless you guys. Thank you for today. We'll see you tomorrow again. Have a nice day. Bye.